ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Iskcon official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 13th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, in which there is description of the Bhavatavi. This material world is like a jungle, allegory. In 2 chapters, this will be described. The Brahman Jadabharat became very kind to King Rahugana, and to dissociate him from the material world, he spoke figuratively of the forest of the material world. We are in this forest. So in first 19 verses, this forest of material enjoyment is been described by Jadabharat. So he explained that this material world is like a great forest in which one becomes entangled due to association with the material life. In this forest, there are plunderers. Who are they? We will hear in the next chapter. There are plunderers. They are the 6 senses. As well as carnivorous animals like jackals, wolves and lions. Who are they? They are wife, children and other relatives who are always anxious to suck the blood from the head of the family. The forest plunderers and the carnivorous blood-sucking animals combine to exploit the energy of a man within this material world. In this forest there is also a black hole covered by grass into which one may fall. Coming into the forest and being captivated by so many material attractions, one identifies himself with this material world, society, friendship, love and family, etc. Having lost the path and not knowing where to go, being harassed by animals and birds, one is also victimized by many desires. Thus one works very hard within the forest and wanders here and there. He becomes captivated by the temporary happiness and becomes aggrieved by the so-called distress. Actually, one simply suffers in the forest from the so-called happiness and distress. Actually, it is one suffers. Sometimes he is attacked by a snake. What is that snake? That is deep sleep. And due to the snake bite, he loses consciousness and becomes puzzled and bewildered about discharging duties. Sometimes he is attracted by women other than his wife, and thus he thinks he enjoys extramarital love with another woman. He is attacked by various diseases, by lamentation and by summer and winter. Thus one within the forest of the material world suffers the pains of material existence. Expecting to become happy, the living entity changes his position from one place to another, but actually the materialist person within the material world is never happy. Being constantly engaged in materialistic activities, he is always disturbed. He forgets that one day he has to die. That is the most wonderful thing in this world. It is described in Mahabharata. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, this is Kim Ascharjam. This is Ascharja. This is wonder. Although he suffers severely, being illusioned by the material energy, he still hankers after material happiness. In this way, he completely forgets his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have so many relationships in this material world, but we don't have any relationship with the Lord. Actually, we are the parts and parcels of the Lord, but we don't know who is God. So, in verse 20, Rahugana was instructed in this way by Jadabharat. Very important verse. Rahugani tattapasa Rahugana tamapi hi adhanasya sanyasta danda kritabhutam maitraha asajjitatma harisevaya shitam jnanasim taradiparam. My dear King Rahugana, you are also a victim of the external energy, being situated on the path of attraction to material and pleasure. Not only Rahugana, we all are prey to this illusion of the material world, so that you may become an equal friend to all living entities. I now advise you to give up your kingly position and the rod by which you punish criminals, give up attractions to the sense subjects, and take up the sword of knowledge and sharpened by devotional service. Then we will be able to cut the hard knot of illusory energy and cross to the other side of the ocean of nations. So in 21 to 23, Ravagana's realization and gratitude described. By hearing this from Jadabharat, Maharaj Ravagana revived his Krishna consciousness and thus benefited from Jadabharat's association. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna compares the material world to a tree of illusion from which one must cut oneself free. Narupamesya iha tathopalabhyade nanto na chade na sasampratishtha ashvatthamenam savirudamoolam asangasastrena drudhena chitta tata padang tat parimargitavyam jasmin gatang na nivartante bhuya tamiva chadyang purusha prapadde jatha pravrti purusha pran. The real form of these trees cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down the tree with the weapon of detachment. And so doing, one must seek that place from which, having once gone, one never returns. And they are surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything has begun and in whom everything is abiding since time immemorial. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, text 3 and 4. And this is quoted by Srila Prabhupada in this purport. So in verse 21, Jadabhat says, Aho, here Ravagana says, Aho nujanma krilajanma sovanam kim janmabhi tu aparei api amusmin na jadhusikesa jasa krutatmanam mahatmanam vaha prachura samagama. King Ravagana said, this birth as a human being is the best of all. You realize it? We don't realize. Even birth among the demigods in the heavenly planets is not as glorious as birth as a human being. And this birth, what is the use of the exalted position of a demigod? In the heavenly planets, due to profuse material comforts, there is no possibility of associating with the devotees. Here we have a chance. In the purport, Prabhupada Maharaj says, money and women can be fully utilized in the service of the Lord, and one who can utilize them in this way can become freed from material bondage. So he could understand that his illusion was over, and he begged pardon from Jadabharat for his misbehavior. So in verse 22, it is stated how devotee association gives bhakti. Nayadhutam tat charanambaja charanabjarinubhir hatanso bhakti adhokyade mata amara mahurtikad jasya samagamacha dustarga molo apahato viveka. It's not at all wonderful that simply by being covered by the dust of your lotus feet, one immediately attains the platform of pure devotional service to Adhokyaja, which is not available even to great demigods like Brahma. By associating with you just for a moment, I am now freed from all argument, false prestige, and lack of discrimination, which are the roots of entanglement in the material world. Now I am free from all these problems. See how important is this association of satsanga, devotees, association of devotees. So he expresses his gratitude. Namo Mahadvyo Astu Nama Sisubhyo Nama Jivabhyo Nama Abutobhyo Ja Brahmana Gam Abadhuta Linga Charantitebhya Shivam Astu Ragyam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the great personalities, whether they walk on the earth's surface as children, young boys, avadhutas, or great brahmanas. Even if they are hidden under different guises, I offer my respects to all of them. By their mercy, may there be good fortune in the royal dynasties that are always upending them. The purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, If one offends a great personality, the Supreme Personality of Godhead doesn't excuse one, although the great personalities themselves might not take offense. In this way, all this was told by to Maharaj Parikshit by Sukadeva Goswami in Haridwar, near the river Ganges, Ganga Mata. So, thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel, and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.